Shelly.
How are you?
Good.
Good. Thanks for coming out today.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Pretty nice day for December. So, tell me a little bit about yourself and a little bit about your golf history. How long you've been playing, all that good stuff.
Okay. Let's see. Started playing when I retired. I was 60. Been playing about 6 years. Been lowering my handicap. It's now 27.
It's 27 right now. Okay.
My goal is to play 25.
You'll lower your handicap to 25?
I'd like to be 25 by next fall.
Okay.
If I'm 25, I can play in a little lower flight in my league. That just means I'll, score a little better. I can play with a broader range of people.
Okay. Well, good. And you play at what golf course?
Arroyo de los.
Okay. Well, they've got a nice big group of ladies, I understand. Good. All right. So what would you like to work on today?
I'd like to work on irons.
Okay.
I don't feel like I hit them real solid. I'd like to be more comfortable with my setup going in. I'd like to not be thinking, I wonder where my weight goes. I'd like to be thinking, my weight goes here, the ball goes here.
So just general questions about how to set up to the ball? Okay.
Yeah, that.
Okay, that, and then, so your iron shots just aren't as solid as you'd like? You missing shots short mainly, right, left? What are your misses
Well,
like?
they just hit, all of that. They're
Just
just
don't feel right.
inconsistent. I feel like I'm missing a lot of greens that I'm capable of hitting.
Okay,
Then I think that adds another stroke.
okay.
So if I could eliminate, 5 or 6 of those.
Some of those misses
In a
where you're
round,
not
maybe.
hitting. So you're missing shots that you feel like you should be hitting greens from how far, like, for the most part? Like a certain
Well,
distance?
to probably from like 80 yards in, maybe, or something like that,
Okay.
or maybe 9. No, that
Okay.
magic 100 yards in.
Okay. That gives me an idea kind of what we're going to work on. Do you play other sports or have any other hobbies?
Yeah, I do some hiking, biking, yoga once a week.
Nice. Yoga's so
I
good.
work out at a gym.
Okay. Good. So it sounds like you're pretty active.
Yeah, pretty active. Do a lot of traveling.
Do you have any physical limitations or injuries? Anything going on with your body that I need to know about?
No,
You're healthy.
I'm good.
No surgeries, even maybe back as far as like 10 years or so ago?
I had knee surgery about 8 years ago. They fixed my meniscus.
Oh, okay.
So
You don't have any issues with that?
doing
now,
well with that.
Okay, good. And then do you stretch out before you play?
Yes.
You do? Okay, so you have a routine that you do?
Yeah, a little bit of a routine, a lot of shoulder things.
Okay.
So
Just
I
kind of
do
open up.
these things.
Okay, that's good. Just to kind of get the joints loosen up. I'll just kind of show you what I do real quick, and then we'll go ahead and hit some golf balls. But we're just going to reach up, and then we're going to bend. If at any point anything hurts today or doesn't feel right, just stop me and let me know, because sometimes when you change your golf swing, if you do, things can kind of move in different directions, and we just want to make sure we don't injure you in any way. Okay, so we're going to get here, and then we're just going to kind of roll up. Did you ever do Pilates?
No.
Pilates, it's kind of like the Pilates roll up. All right, and then hip flexors are an important part for the golf swing, right? So we want to make sure that we get real good internal and external rotation. This is a good stretch for just kind of getting everything moving. Get the fluids and joints out from the other side. And then might want to do maybe a couple little neck rolls. Oh, lots of cracks. I need to go see I think I need a massager or chiropractor or something. I'm definitely off. And then the last stretch that I like to do really kind of gets us in that ready position for the golf swing. And all we're going to do is we're just going to lift the club up and kind of rest it. Just rest it gently on the back of your shoulders. We're not going to push down. We're just going to kind of let it rest. So we're going to get into posture. Yep. And then we're going to rotate back to the left as if we're taking a full shoulder turn. And then we're going to rotate through. Okay. Gets us ready. Okay. Good. Looks like you're pretty flexible. You feel like you're fairly flexible?
Yeah, I feel like I'm pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. Balance? Is your balance okay, or
Yeah.
do you struggle with balance at all?
Well, my golf swing, I sometimes struggle with balance, but I think that might be part of my setup.
Okay. Okay, well we're gonna figure out what's going on today. So okay, let's maybe hit a couple of shots with, I don't know, do you want to start maybe with a 7-iron?
Yeah, and these 7-irons were, I had these made.
I was just gonna ask you, these are, so I'm not familiar with this manufacturer. What is this?
Right, yeah, so
Wishon.
Wishon,
Okay.
he's out of Durango. I had them made locally,
Okay.
just the irons.
Nice. Are you happy with them?
Yeah.
Are they ladies?
I don't know, Shelly, if they're ladies or if they're seniors.
Okay.
But
Not sure on
they're
the flex.
definitely a flex.
Yeah, I mean it says AA flex, so I don't know. It's either. Yeah, but they're definitely ladies' length, which makes me happy because so many times I'll have students come with their husband's clubs and they're way too stiff, way too long.
Right.
They could be grandmother's clubs, great grandmother's clubs.
Yeah,
20
and
years
thinking
ago,
of
so.
long, when I had these, I also had them look at this wedge, which is cut down a little. And
Okay,
I also,
so your wedge has been shortened a little bit.
yeah,
from
and
the
this
standard?
too. So he looked at all of them.
So your driver's been cut down too? Okay, good. So all in all, it looks like your clubs are fit for you, so that's good. And we just need to get you hitting a little bit better, it sounds like, right?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, let's do this. Why don't you go ahead and just hit a couple of shots, and then just let me kind of watch and see what you do naturally, and then maybe aim out there. I think that disc is about 90 yards. So I don't, why don't you just hit a couple in that direction? I can get an idea of where you're aiming.
Yeah, I'd like to do this on the golf course.
Were you happy with that second one? The first one was maybe a little bit thin. The second one was better.
First one was thin. The second one was a little better. I think they're good misses, but I don't think they're real solid.
Yeah, hit a couple more. Okay, so that was maybe more solid, but a little bit left. Where you, I mean, if we're aiming at that, at the disc, right? Do you hit some shots like that on the golf course to the left sometimes?
Yes, and they're just, I wish I could say they were, one way or the other, but they're really not. They're just, but they are usually short.
Okay. So out of those, I think we hit 5. How many were you happy with there?
I think maybe 2.
Okay.
I think, well,
Second one.
one
Second one was pretty good.
Second one was good. First one was doable
Because it was straight.
because it was straight.
Okay. Not as solid though.
Not
as the
solid,
second,
but,
Okay. So those were the 2 that you felt
Right.
fairly good about. I mean, they at least be straight, right? On the golf course, probably not going to get you in too much trouble,
Yes.
right? You might have even reached the green with that first one. Had it kind of, if it's winter golf, right? It could roll up
Right.
on the green. And then the second one. Then the others were just kind of general misses. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is we're going to talk about setup because you had mentioned, right, wanting to talk about setup. I think there's a couple of things. When you set up, I think we want to work on maybe getting you to be just maybe a little bit more athletic at setup. And I think by opening up your left toe a little bit, it might help us to get through the shot. So in a nutshell, Lynn, your swing path is a little bit over the top. Okay, so you kind of swing the golf club, you kind of start your swing with your hands and your arms, and you swing a little bit across the golf ball. So you're contacting the outside of the golf ball and coming across it. Okay, for the most part, you're coming over it. So by opening up this left toe a little bit, that might help us kind of free up our lower body to then initiate the swing, the downswing, okay? So the proper sequence in your golf swing should be on the downswing, okay? So we're gonna load up, we're gonna turn, get our back to the target like you did, like you rehearsed when we were doing that stretch. Okay, now to start the downswing, okay, we need to start shifting our weight before we move our hands. Okay, and if we shift first, then that drops the club back into what we call the inside. Okay, so we want to be contacting that golf ball more from the inside, not from the outside. Now, I think you had mentioned that you'd taken some lessons before. When you took lessons before, was there something that the instructor did that was helpful? Is it going to help you more if I show you, or do you think you need to feel it?
Well, you know, Shelly, one thing that did help me was when the instructor showed me the way I was doing it,
Okay.
the wrong way.
Okay.
And then they showed me what it looked like when it was the right way.
Okay.
So I could compare those
compare the two things.
Right.
Okay, the two swings. Okay. So so it's set up, Lynn, okay, so your toes are, this toe might be turned out just a little bit, but I noticed that this one was kind of straight on, okay? And it just seems like your lower body's trying to play catch up, okay? So you're really starting your swing from the top with your arms and your hands, and your lower body's not as active as I feel like it should be, okay? So if we open up that toe, what that does is that frees up that left hip a little bit to then get out of the way, okay? And keeps us from getting kind of locked up and getting out on our toes as much, okay? So if we can get here, we fire, right? We fire the lower body, and then the club's gonna drop in here, and the hands are gonna drop back into this position, rather than, watch what happens when I start with my arms, okay? So you kind of get pulled up onto your toes, right? And your hands get high, right? And it's almost like your body's kind of stuck back here and your arms have already come through, okay? And it can cause you to hit lots of different shots like what you've done today, right? Cause you to hook it. It can also, or come over the top and hit it left. It can also cause you to hit it right. It can cause you to hit shots on the ground, okay? So it just kind of creates kind of a mixture of mishits, okay? So go ahead and let's just get in there. And
Well, can you show me one where it's wrong and one where it's
oh, sure,
right?
yeah. Okay. So wrong would be this. Okay. Throwing the golf club here. Okay.
I know.
Right. Correct would be down here. So if you just notice, like when I swing the golf club back, if I used to do it really slow, okay, and you get to the top, okay, and I just was to trace that line or that pattern that I took it back on, okay, and then if I was to then swing back down on that same line, look where my hands go. They go right back to where they started, right? If I go here, okay, then I'm throwing the club over the top. That circle or that line is then way out over here. Does that make sense? So if we take it back on this path, then we want to take it back through, okay? So we're just trying to eliminate some of the it's called over the top. Have you ever heard that term before from other instructors? Okay. All right, does that make sense to see the two? Okay. Do a couple more. Okay, turn. Wow. Well.
So a little right, but better.
Well, actually, that's where you aimed it.
Oh,
I was
okay.
going to stop you, but you're already in motion.
Well, so then that was perfect.
That was actually a really good shot. You just aimed a little bit to the right. Okay. So, did you feel something? Did you feel something different? Did something click in terms of
Well,
what you felt or what you're seeing right now?
I tried to look more like when you showed me it came like this, and I wanted to come like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried to look at it more like that.
Okay. You're trying to see the club come more from the what we call
more thinking I'm going to hit it here.
so more from the inside rather than contacting the ball like this and across. Gotcha. That's exactly right.
And then I noticed when you set up that it was pretty much in the middle.
Yes, the golf ball. So with your 7-iron, right? 7-iron down, pretty close to the middle, and then hold on 1 second. We're gonna talk about your line real quick. Let me just show you something. and this is something I encourage you to do. Use alignment sticks or clubs, okay, when you aim. I'm going to just show you. This can really impact and cause a lot of our problems, okay? So come back here.
Oh, wow, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, the way wrong.
Yeah, so we're aiming, well right of where we were trying to. Okay, so here's the thing too. Your body is going to respond to the alignment. So if you're aiming way to the right, what do you have to do in order to try to redirect the golf ball?
Come over the top.
You have to come over the top. Otherwise, if you didn't, right, you'd hit shots way right of where you think you're aiming. Okay, so we always want to maybe set down 2 sticks. Okay, so we're going to have one that's going to represent our target line. It's going to go at our target. And then we're going to have a second inside stick. It's kind of like railroad ties. Let's see here. I have to get back here to see if I've got those. Okay. That look pretty good to you?
And then I line up to
Yeah, and you line up. Yep, and you're just trying to create a perpendicular line with that red stick, and your body's just going to be parallel.
And you said open my...
Just a touch. You just want to open up that left toe to help you get through it. Okay, not bad. Okay, it was still a little bit over the top because of how your divot's positioned, okay? You see where your divot's, how you entered here, and the divot pattern's kind of a little bit here. It's not following the stick. Okay, so that's important when you're practicing, that you can check your divots on occasion. All right, we're looking to the inside. Okay, that was just a little quick. Maybe when you're practicing, you can set up with the stripes on the ball, kind of facing towards you. That's just a reminder, right, that you want to strike that golf ball. You want to strike the inside of the ball rather than the outside first. Okay, so let me show you what I'm talking about. So we want this club coming in from in here. Okay, so we're gonna get up here. Okay, now start to shift your weight. Good. Okay, so that initial shift is what's going to help us drop the club in. Okay, if we don't shift and our lower body's inactive, then we're going to go here. Oh, and you're going to get on your toes, right? And you're going to be out of balance most likely. Okay, so we want to make sure that we feel the shift. Okay, feel the shift, and the shift is what's going to drop the club. Okay, it's going to drop it into the. We call it the slot, but it's going to let that club just fall back down. Nice. Okay. A little better. Still just a tiny bit.
But I can tell. Okay.
Yeah, a little bit across. Okay. Here's a drill for you. All right, Lynn. So I'm putting 2 balls down. Your objective is to try to hit the center ball. Okay. So.
Yeah, those are close.
Do you understand why we would have this ball here?
Yep.
I call it the 3-ball drill.
Sorry, that I can tell.
Yeah, you came across it.
Well, that's good feedback.
Yeah.
So I'm not hitting that one, but I'm still hitting this one.
Right.
So I must be.
Yeah, you're squeezing it. You're squeezing it through there, but you're still coming over the top. Okay.
Shelly, that's hard. I think those are good misses.
Yeah.
But still, if I'm doing
through.
it right.
Right. And so coming through, I want you to just feel like you let that club travel out towards the target just a little bit longer. Okay, so you're just kind of getting here, and then you're just pulling across it. So you're getting right here, and then you're kind of doing this. Okay, so just try to get that club through here.
So if my club is coming like this, it's not going to hit this.
Right. Right. So we need to swing a little bit more to the right. So think about right field in terms of the baseball field. We're going to swing a little bit more to right field. Okay, we still contacted it, but okay. Still working on filling the lower body, right? Letting the lower body initiate. Okay, make sure you're square to that. You're getting a little closed in your feet again. Turn your, get parallel. There you go. All right. Feel that club working more to the inside. That was a bad swing right there. Straighter.
Yeah, I still hit that ball, but I think it
Still
was
hit that ball.
a little better.
But it
it's
was a little-
it's still hitting that ball because it's coming over.
Right, just a little bit. Yeah.
Is it? Okay, well, it felt like it was thin, but it didn't hit the ball.
Didn't hit the ball. I'm gonna challenge you here just a little bit. Okay, hold on. Let me make sure you're. Make sure your club face is square. Your club face was a little bit open. Okay, so we just want to make sure it's square.
That's a little off balance.
Right, a little bit off balance, and you got on your toes, right? So then when we get onto our toes, what does that tell us? What was the fault?
Coming over the top.
From coming over the top. Exactly. Okay.
So that's good feedback.
Yes. Yeah, right. Okay. Go ahead and take it up to the top again, and then just hold that position for me. Turn your, remember your left toe? That's it. Pick it up there. Okay. Start your leg drive. Start your hip. Start clearing your hips. There you go. There you go. Feel that? Yep. We gotta feel the hips clearing so that the hands and the arms can drop, okay? Let the lower body start. I don't really think you like that the 3-ball drill.
Well, I think
I want you to
okay,
swing. I want you to swing free, okay?
I think it would be maybe good to try it out though. If I'm on
Yeah,
the game.
yeah. It's something you can experiment with, and just confirm that your path is more from the inside.
Okay. That felt more free.
Okay, so we're gonna just continue to work on the swing path becoming more inside to out. Okay, you want to let that club travel a long way before it eventually makes its way up here. Okay, the swing doesn't stop, Lynn. It doesn't stop at the golf ball. Okay, the swing continues on. Okay, so the swing should have width on both sides. So we're gonna take our backswing and we're gonna create width here. We're gonna fire the hips, and then we're gonna create some width and extension. Is this like anything else that you do in your life to feel these long arms? I'm trying to think of all the sports and things that you've played.
Yeah. Well, that there's two things. I think maybe like if you're throwing a frisbee, you're out like that. But if you're cross country skiing with your poles,
Right.
you don't want them like this. You want to reach out like this.
So it's kind of the same thing then.
So it's
Just
kind of the same thing.
kind of feeling the stretch and the reach out towards a target,
And also,
right? Letting that circle. We talked about that circle that we were drawing right on the way, circle. It kind of goes here, and then we bring the club back down and through, and then we extend back out. We create a big draw. We continue to draw a big circle around us on this side of our body, right? The circle doesn't end here, right? We have the same amount of width over here as we do over here. Does that make sense?
When I'm skiing, I don't just come here and stop.
Right.
I go like
Right, right. All right, let's just hit a couple more and we'll wrap it up for today, but I think we're on to something here. Okay. All right, so did that feel a little better?
Yeah, it felt a
I
little looser.
It flew straight, so that's encouraging. That felt looser, more
Yeah.
free,
Felt more free.
like you're just swinging that club out there.
less stiff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so like in terms of throwing a frisbee, right? I mean, you extend. Can you say something about frisbee? Right?
Yeah.
The frisbee is extending, right? Out here, right? You wouldn't throw a frisbee like this, right? So I think that's something really good to.
That was pretty good, I thought. Better.
Yeah, that was better. Yeah, no, we've definitely gotten better. We're just scratching the surface. Okay.
That felt better.
Yeah, that was much better. All right, so just kind of walk me through, and just so I know that you understand what we worked on today, kind of talk me through what you're going to be working on.
Okay, when I practice, I'm gonna set up these sticks.
Uh-huh.
It's gonna help me start to
Just
feel
think
what
railroad
the-
tracks, right? Yep, exactly.
Feel what correct is.
Sure.
I'm gonna set up ball in the middle, get my left toe out just a little so I can release instead
Right.
of kind
So
of
you're
getting
not locked.
stuck.
So you're not locking up your lower body, right? That's just kind of free everything up to start, to give you a chance to start the downswing with sequence, with proper sequence, right? We want to give you the best opportunity to do that because everything else is dependent upon how well you're able to do that. Okay. So that's a really important piece. And then what from there?
Then I want to kind of come in. I know that if I'm hitting out like this, I could also do that drill.
Right.
And
Right.
I get a little bit
Right.
better. I can,
Right.
And then think about coming in here, and the club is gonna kind of come out. It's gonna
Swing out to the
swing
target.
out. I'm gonna follow out, kind of like a frisbee or a ski pole.
Right.
I don't just stop. I flow.
Right.
I'm more
Exactly.
flowy.
Yeah. That's great. Good.
And, so kind of that same feeling.
Right. Okay, so just a little across. Now, you mentioned something about staying free, okay? Or feeling a little bit more free. Make sure that your grip pressure isn't too tight, okay? Sometimes I kind of look and I think that maybe you're holding that club so tight at address that you might just not be letting it release and go ahead and swing through. So on a scale of 1 to 10, right, we want these hands to be maybe on 3 or 4. Okay, so just stay relaxed so that club can create some speed. All right, let the lower body lead. Okay, it's better. I think you definitely got better. Okay, so lots of balls hit straighter. We obviously still have a little bit of room. I think, like I said, we're just kind of scratching the surface. But I think if you continue to work on these things, your ball striking is just going to get better, right? You're going to start hitting more greens, right? And that handicap is just going to start going down, right? You're going to start feeling more confident. Do you have any questions about anything today?
No, I think I got it. We kind of reviewed those things, just that fluid feel, and I can relate to the things I already know.
Right. Just keep thinking inside, right? Inside, and we create an inside path when we have good lower body initiating the downswing, right? When the lower body starts, that's what helps us keep the club to the inside, and not if we start with the hands, right? Then we're over. Then, like I said, the body's trying to play catch up. Then we finish and we're out of balance, right? So you'll start to figure out, and you'll start to to notice that your balance is going to improve too with better ball striking and with better sequencing here. You overall should have just better balance too when you finish.
And I can get feedback from my divot.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep, that's good. Yeah. Keep an eye on that because that's going to tell you, right? Right now, if you're getting better, if you continue to see divots here, then you know you got to work a little bit harder at creating a path that's more
And more of this.
in doubt. Exactly. Right there. That's it right there.
So I hit it, I get the feedback, I can correct.
Right. Okay. Well, good. Well, let's maybe do this in a couple of weeks if the weather continues to be like this, and we'll check in and see how you're doing.
Okay.
All right. Thank
Thanks,
you, Lynn.
Shelly.
Thanks for coming out.